Hi, Ed Frieght here with Ed's 2 cents worth. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Bauer tools. I've always been impressed with them. Price versus value, they are excellent tools. I wish I had taken videos of the trauma that I have put this drill through. You would be super impressed. I've had it for a long, long time, and I have tried my best to destroy it, and I can't do it. It is an awesome tool, and I've had a number of Bauer tools over the years, and they're like I said, they're a great value for the price point that you pay for them. Now today, I want to talk to you about this chainsaw. I just bought this chainsaw, and I'm going to do a review on it. I have no idea of its quality. I have heard good things about it, but I'm going to find out for myself. I got it at an awesome deal. Harbour Frieght is an awesome outfit for running deals constantly. Now, it probably sounds like I'm getting paid for this. I'm not. This is totally unsolicited. I'm just telling you honestly what I think in regards to their products. Bauer has got excellent quality. Harbour Frieght, if you buy their extended warranties, something happens to the tool, you bring it back, they give you a new one. Awesome. Now, of course, you have to buy the extended warranty, but they've just got an awesome setup, well thought out. So anyway, I'm going to stop rattling here, and we're going to get into talking about this saw. Now, one thing I want to point out to you is that the way I bought this saw was I bought the battery and charger separate from the tool. And down here on the box it says tool only. Okay, so I bought the battery, charger, and tools separate. The battery and charger came together. I got the 5-hour battery, and this charger will charge all their batteries, whether it's 5-hour, 3-hour, the hour-and-a-half battery, whatever. It'll charge them all. The tool itself, this is it. Of course, the battery goes in here, and it's got kind of a nice balance to it. Use this as a pivot point, and it's just got a nice feel to it. So that's first impression. What you got, that comes with it, 10-inch, and I'm going to be cutting some wood with it, and we're going to put it to the test. One thing I like about this versus some of the others that are out there, this comes with the oiler tank to keep the blade lubricated. I've had some battery operated chainsaws that didn't have a reserve tank for the oil. You had to manually lubricate it. Now, the thing about battery operated chainsaws, they turn at a much slower rate. A gasoline engine type of chainsaw, man, that thing is just humming. It's revving up really high. These don't do that. They provide a steady, consistent flow of revolutions. They don't rev real high. And of course, one of the awesome parts about this is that it is quiet. You hardly hear it. And so ear protection is not a big issue with a saw like this, whereas ear protection is a must with a gasoline operated chainsaw. Let's show you what came in the package specifically, and I'll show you how I put it together. It's real simple. 5 minutes is all you need to assemble this saw, and it is an awesome deal. Okay, let me start out by saying that to my knowledge at this point in time, the only way that you can buy this is to buy the tool and the battery charger separate. So this comes with these things in the box, and that comes separate. And you can buy either 3 amp or 5 amp. I bought 5 amp. Gives me a little bit more muscle. In fact, they have a little notice here. For maximum performance, use 3 amp hour or greater. Okay, the 1.5 amp hour battery just is not going to last very long at all. So, in fact, I have 2 5 amp hour batteries, so that if I'm doing heavy work, I can go ahead and swap out the battery when one goes dead, have that one charging up, and I can keep going. So it comes with some bar chain oil, which goes in this right here. And as it mentions here, if you don't use this, there's a risk of damaging the chainsaw. So be smart and use the bar oil. Now, basically, this is where the battery goes. You can see how this thing is put together. Very simple, very light. This is where the chain will go. Now, this comes like this, and you can pull this off and pull this off, and you'll see the chain and the bar together. In fact, there is a wire tie that holds that together. Take that off, unscrew this, take that off. This is the gear drive. That's what powers it. This helps to keep the bar aligned so that it doesn't get cockeyed. So basically what you want to do, now I have debated as to leaving this on and putting it, but most often when I'm doing with chainsaw, I like to just deal with it this way. First off, note this little emblem here. This is pictorial of one link in the chain, and it's showing you how it should be. If you got it where this small pointy end is going this way, it's wrong. Okay, that is on the top. Okay, on the top of the bar, the little pointed should be going forward. Okay, so those that are familiar with chainsaws already know that, but those, if it's your first time, then you need to have this chain on correctly, or it's not going to cut very good. As you can see, the chain slides in this little slot that's right here. Okay, and so that has to be lined up, and it's a little bit of a pain sometimes to get it all together, but if you keep tension on it, right, what we want to do is we want to put this in here like this and get these lined up like that, and then the bar fits on that little hump there. Okay, and if you pull it out, with the chain, okay, so that's kind of in there. You see, you want these to fit into those little openings there. As this turns, it's going to drive that entire chain. Okay? And then all you do, take this cover, set it back in place. Make sure you can tell right away that whether it's right or not. And you just snug that. Okay? And the way they mention in the instructions for this is to put the bar down like this so that there's pressure on the bar, and then snug this. Okay? That's their directions. Alright? And so then of course you want to put the bar oil in it. And you can see, I don't know if you can see this or not, but you can see as I turn it that you can see the level of the bar oil. That's about half full right now. So it really can hold 2 of these. This is 3.4 ounces. It can hold about 7 ounces of oil probably. Okay, so according to the instructions, they're recommending that you soak the chain in oil, and I don't usually do that. Usually I'll take some kind of spray lubricant and just hit and then I'll just rotate that a little bit. And maybe do it one more time just to make sure. Okay, and I can check my chain. Some people say, well, you got to have a 1/2 inch drop. You're going to start off on the wrong foot if you've got a full 1/2 inch of drop there. You don't want this tight where you can't pull it, but you want to be able to pull it down a little bit. And that's about right. This, do not over tighten. As you tighten this, it's going to tighten that chain. It's an automatic tightening system. Okay, so as you turn that, it's going to get tighter and tighter. What you want is to just have that chain to where you've got just a little bit of movement there. It should be able to spring back into that slot that's there. And if it's so loose that it's hanging down, that's not a good fit. So this saw, after just a few minutes here, letting that soak in, this saw is ready to start cutting. Okay, so I've got some wood here that we can cut on and see how this thing performs. This is right at just about 10 inches. Ranges from about 6 inches on about probably 7, maybe 8 in a couple places. So it'll be a nice test for the saw. So I've got this wedged here so that it shouldn't roll. And we'll just cut a slice of this and see what happens here. Now, this saw doesn't start immediately. There's a delay, about 1 second delay when you pull it through. Just maybe a 1/2 second. not bad. Slower than a gas-powered one, but that's to be expected. So nice and smooth, easy going. Now let's see, endurance-wise, if it can cut this piece up, how long it'll last, as far as the battery sharpness and so on. Let's see how long it can last cutting this piece. We're looking for the battery lasting long enough to do it with no problems, and the blade staying sharp enough, and the power being there to do a good job. So let's get started. I'm just going to cut small pieces because I want to get a lot of cuts out of this. Okay, let's see what happens here. I probably won't cut it all the way through because I don't want to get into getting down into possibility of cutting on my table and stuff. But I just want to see how it'll go down. Nice solid wood. So nothing rotten on this at all. And there still seems to be plenty of power. Let me just see what the battery shows. I'm going to take the battery out. I'm still getting, after all that, I'm still getting about 2.5 lights. This one is lighting some, but it's dim. So I still got half power in this battery after all those cuts. But still, there's probably 35, 40 pieces down there. I don't know exactly how many I cut, but there's quite a few. And that's an indication to me that the battery, the saw, will hold up under steady use. Now, it's not going to be as fast as a gas chainsaw. And it does have the plus, and then I don't have to worry about mixing fuel. All I have to do is have a charged battery. And all I have to do is add bar oil to keep the chain lubricated. Occasionally, I'll need to make an adjustment on the chain. And be careful after use, the chain could be hot. You see, it's a little bit easier to pull down on. It's not quite as good as it was. So all I need to do is just tighten that a little bit, and now it's back to where it was. Just that simple. Overall, I like it. It's as good as any other brand battery operated chainsaw that I've owned. Bauer's a good brand. I can honestly recommend this saw for maybe not commercial use. There may be some applications for it in commercial setting, but it wouldn't be the kind of saw someone that's in the tree cutting business that would have as their go-to saw. It may be that they have a special circumstances and they want to use something like this. And it could do the job. But for the homeowner, for the person that has a couple of acres of ground and needs to clean up some trees after a storm, limbs and stuff, needs to cut some firewood for the fireplace, awesome. Good value for the money. Highly recommend it. Now here's one other final thought here in regards to this saw. The teeth on the front for bucking, they're made of plastic. Most saws you'll find that these are made of steel and are bolted on. These are formed into the casing. Now, they work fine on a limb, that has bark on it because they will grab into the bark. But if you were cutting, say, a 4x4 or 6x6, 8x8, I'm not sure that they'd bite in, okay? But to be honest and truthful, the saw is so controllable that they're almost not necessary. When I was running the saw, I was experimenting with using one hand, and they would definitely bite into the bark on that piece of limb that I was cutting. So, not that I recommend one-handed cutting. The point is that these bucking teeth will work where there's bark, but they may not work on smooth wood, okay? But I really don't believe that that is all that critical, but I did want to make a point of it. Again, thank you for watching. Hit that like button and please subscribe. Thank you.